let's introduce you to some of the guests, because we are now going to be talking about the hockey revolution, how it's affected various people, and whether we're doing enough. There are the list of our guests, so let's go through this. Gianluigi, the president of the Peruvian Hockey, welcome. Give him a round of applause. We have Richard Akpopede, president of Ghana Hockey. Welcome, Gianni. We have Alana Norman, the CEO of Hockey India. Welcome. Hello, nice to see you. We have, I suppose, a man who doesn't need any introduction. You might not recognize him without his shorts on. It is Gonzalo Payet of Argentina, Olympic gold medalist. Welcome. Nice to see you. We have the FIH sport coordinator, Andre Oliveira. Welcome. Not such a big applause. Sorry about that, Andre. And the head of sports partnership coordination of International Olympic Committee, Jenny Mann. Hi, Jenny. Welcome. Hopefully there's a spot on the sofa for you there.
Oh, am I going to jump in? I can jump here.
I feel as if I'm hosting a dinner party and I haven't done a seating plan, but there we are. Please sit. Look, we all talk about the hockey revolution, and as Kelly was saying, it's all great talking about it on paper, but you have to put it into action. I'll come to you, Gianni, first of all to you. Peru, how many hockey players do you have in Peru?
Now we have like 2,000 players.
2,000 players. Okay, so when you talk about a hockey revolution, I'm trying to imagine what that means to you and how it has affected you. So what does hockey revolution mean to you and how it's affected you?
Well, Peru is, since 2 years ago, after Marrakesh Congress, decided to start putting the blocks of hockey revolution, like education, professionalization, and infrastructure on the way to the Pan Am Games, Lima 2019. We started investing in management and in education courses. One of the most important retrieves that we have from all this was having this year the Hockey World League Round 1.
Yeah, so you're almost empowered by being able to host an event, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. Well, we have, after Marrakesh, we have 2 events very important for us. There's a Pan Am Challenge, it's a PAF tournament, and this year we have the 2 events, 2 championships in one. We have the South American Championship and the Hockey World League at the same time, in women and in men. So we have 10 days of games and hockey for 8 hours every day. So one of the most important initiatives of Hockey Revolution is broadcasting and live streaming. So we decide to live stream all this event and show the world that a small country as Peru in hockey can do great things and can get involved with Hockey Revolution. So I think that showing them, they can realize that hockey is not only has to be shown by big countries, but small countries can do a good work also.
And the live stream was important?
Very important. It's very important. I think that we use it just to show hockey to all the world and to show hockey in Peru, in all Peru. Okay, so it's been great. It was a great investment in the tournament, so we are really happy.
So there we are. We have an example there of engagement, empowerment. What is the message? Because I read empowerment, engage. What is it that you want? What does that mean?
Well, I think I go back to the previous session. I think the strongest links were the best example of what engage is all those 5 components, all those 5 major initiatives, and how they fit into every single thing we do in our events, in our programs, in our social media. So that's how we engage. About empowering, I have 3 words for you: education, education, education. So I think it's not sure if you know what I'm saying, but anyway, so that's I think it would be the best way of explaining what we do in terms of empowering, and especially what the Hockey Academy does. So we provide education all across the board.
Well, on the pitch and off the pitch?
On and off the pitch. So if you think on the pitch, you're thinking about education for umpires, and you're thinking about education for coaches and technical officials. If you're thinking off the pitch, you're thinking about education for managers, like the course we just did yesterday here in Dubai, where we had 25 people from NAs from all the 5 continents in one room discussing leadership and high performance pathways. And so it's all about building your structure for developing hockey in your nation.
So we've just mentioned Peru, so in terms of you put an event on, you provide ideas about management, infrastructure, is that how it works?
So basically, in the case of Peru, we would be looking for providing education for the people that run the event. Like, for instance, David Ruiz, who was one of the persons that was involved in the organization of this event, took part of the postgraduate certificate that we organized. And there are other cases of people that took part on that program that actually implemented what they've learned on that program in their own national association.
So you feel supported, did you, throughout the whole process?
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
Thank you. I think so too.
Yeah, so do you feel that it's working? Because that's sometimes you think, yeah, I like it on paper. Do you feel that you're getting the sense
Are we playing Strongest Link again?
Yeah. I haven't got my gown, but I'll play it.
Well, I think the most important thing about education is that you need to think long term. So it's not you educate the person and suddenly everything will change. But if you think, for instance, about the work we've been doing in TAP West Africa and Ghana, which Richard will talk about, and you think that across the last 2 years, we've been growing their capability in coaching in 40, 50 coaches that are now certified and qualified to actually go to the clubs and deliver good coaching for their players, and that's important to building a stronger hockey nation.
Okay, we're going to come to Richard now, because, but TAP, what is TAP?
So TAP is Target Assistance Program, and that's the way the FIH supports now the countries that need direct support from us. Now, you might think that this is all about putting money into things. It actually isn't. So what TAP now has is delivering our programs, our education programs, as part of that support. So we go to a nation with an educator, or with more than one. In the case of TAP West Africa, it was a TAP team of umpires, coach educators, and they go there, and this is the support we provide. We provide courses for their umpires, we provide courses to the people that train the umpires. So the idea of TAP is that you actually empower the nation to grow. You don't just say, oh, here's your money, do whatever you want to do. No, we want the nation to grow, and we want to see that nation being sustainable at long term.
Welcome, Richard. The revolution.
Yes,
TAP. Is it working for you? Is it working for Ghana?
it is. As Andre said, is really TAP West Africa. We are central to that, so we have coaches. Education is key. So we have coaches for French West Africa and for English West Africa. So it's education, coaching, education, umpiring. And so over the last 2 years, we have trained several umpires and several coaches. And these go out to the clubs, to the schools, to the communities, and help develop hockey. So it's very important to us. And we've had the support of England Hockey as well, and therefore they've also sent a couple of people to also build a capacity event management, so that for the World League Round 1 we hosted, for instance, they ran a course apart from assisting us to deliver that World League Round 1. So it's been very useful. Furthermore, there's also been support for our women's national team from England Hockey again, and from FIH and African Hockey Federation. So we're privileged, the women's hockey team, were privileged to be in 2015, they were in Bishamabe to train for a couple of weeks just to develop the team so that the target is that we would qualify for a world level event by 2022, hopefully. Our first target is to try and qualify for the Commonwealth Games in 2018. We have to be ranked at worst 10th. Currently we are 10th. So we are working towards retaining that position. We've qualified for World League Round 2. We hope to do well, and then we have the African Cup of Nations next year. If we do well in these two competitions, most likely we'll qualify for the Commonwealth Games and would have achieved one of our major targets. So TAP has been very useful, and we think that it's good we continue along this path.
Okay, well, let's just have a look at TAP in action. Because what you want to see is you want to see smiley faces, you want to see people running around, getting sweaty. You want to see them enjoying the game of hockey. This is TAP in action. It has made a big difference already in the performances of the team
Yes, it has. It has.
and in that particular part of Ghana, because we're not just talking about Ghana, we're talking about neighbours as well, the
Yeah, West
enthusiasm for the
Africa,
game.
especially French West Africa. Funnily enough, for some reason, the French in Africa don't play hockey, too much hockey. So this is a great opportunity to get the French countries to play hockey. So Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Cameroon are all on board. And gradually, today you were told that Burkina Faso will be admitted this year. It's part of the program. And I think that is what we want to see. That is what the revolution is about.
Yeah. I'll come back to you, Johnny. It's infectious, isn't it, this enthusiasm?
Of course. Yes. It's amazing.
Yeah. And your neighbours, your neighbouring countries, where you are, it's not talking about just Peru, it's what happens in your area.
No, it's we are always ready to help our neighbors. We are trying to help Ecuador. We're just yesterday talking with Colombia. They are getting in hockey, and we are start helping them just right away, just returning from here, with all hockey, maybe with hockey equipment and everything.
Yeah. So 2,000 players. We'll come to India now. They've just a few more than 2,000 players. Is that right, Lana?
Handful more.
Handful more. We talk about the revolution, the hockey revolution, but in India, it's already been going, right? How long has it been going in India?
I'm not sure if
Hopefully,
my mic is
one of the mics will work.
This one's working. We've actually had our own revolution probably over the last 5 years. It's one of those things that obviously globally hockey needed to reinvent itself, but we certainly did in India. It was a sport that wasn't going anywhere. So we've taken on, I guess, we've taken on our own revolution, that's all we can say. And everything that FIH talks about now is what we have implemented in India. One of our big initiatives is obviously the Hockey India League, which we started in 2013. So we've had 4 seasons of the Hockey India League. Anyone who's not familiar with the Hockey India League, it's a franchise-based model. It features over 120 players and our last season featured players from 13 countries. So it's played in 6 centres across India for 1 month. So one of our key objectives was to bring hockey back to people. There was a lot of fans in India, but they had no touch point with the sport. They didn't know how to follow the sport. They didn't know how to get in touch with it. So now for 1 month, every night at the same time on the same channel, you're going to find hockey, and you're going to find the best of hockey as well.
We're going to touch on a few of those very important points because obviously this is where world hockey's going. It's a very similar model, but anyone who hasn't seen this wonderful league of yours, this is sort of a bit of a taster. We hope. Any minute now.
It's worth the wait.
It is worth the wait. I'll fill in the... Oh, thank you for that. Instead of getting it in my earpiece, I've just had a man walk up to me and say, it's about the film.
Okay.
Slight technical problem with it.
Oh.
But it was actually, if you can imagine, packed crowds, sound, and the reason why I'm trying to paint this picture is because when you came to see me yesterday and we had a chat about it, and we played it on a computer.
Technical
you were
problem
like,
yesterday.
No, I want these pictures and I need it louder and I want to give the full flavour because it's the detail, right? That's the big important point.
Again, what I say is it's hockey at its best. So I want people to be able to experience that. You want that background noise. You want the fans. You want to see the packed stadium. You want to see the fanfare, sorry, I'm losing track here.
No, don't worry. But it is the colour, the sound,
I think you can only really just see it. You've got to see it. You've got to experience it. So I do hope they get the video working. And for anyone who's actually came and been part of the league as well, they will know what we're talking about. So we've got really great franchises. We've got great players. We've got a great broadcaster. Everyone supports where we're going with the league. And we've had 4 great seasons. Hopefully it'll grow from next year.
But that's the important point you were making before we hope to see the video, is that people need to know where it is, what time it's on, and where they can see it in order to engage, right?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned, for the Hockey India League, it's 30 days of hockey on the same channel at the same time. So if you tune into this channel, you know you're guaranteed to see fantastic hockey, and that's what it's all about, is bringing it back to our fans.
Now, did you see how we filled in a little bit, and we built up even more tension
The pressure's on
by
now.
claiming that we had technical faults? Because now we can deliver that film. This is the sort of magic, the sound, the colour that we hope is the future of hockey. Well, for me, that was worth the wait.
I'm very biased, but I still get goosebumps every
Yeah.
time I see the product. It's a great product, and it's very important for us, and I think for global hockey as well.
So we talked about the revolution and the fact that you had to put hockey back on the map as far as India is concerned. What have been the results then? What have you achieved?
So our national men's team have gone from 12th position to 6th position. There's a huge confidence level in both our senior and junior men's. That's just from a playing point of view, from a performance point of view. Our fans, so we have 5 million fans on Facebook that we've been able to achieve. Our broadcast figures increased for 40% from our 2015 season to our 2016 season. And I think people in India are just engaging the sport now. So there's hope. Obviously, Olympic medal is what we're aiming for, but people have a reason to get involved with hockey again, and it's ambition for players coming up.
So there is that engagement, the key word engagement.
Yes, absolutely.
Gonzalo, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Olympic gold medalist. You've played in this wonderful league, yes?
Yeah, I played 3 times. It's awesome. How she say, the crowd is really good. The Indians are really fancy with the hockey at the moment, and they can follow on TV every time at the same time, so I think it's easier for them than just to follow the sport.
Yeah, and what's it like to run out in front of crowds like that? Fireworks?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. We just have to take care about the field only because it's quite expensive, but now I think it's a good event just to be there, because you have the opportunity to play with international players that maybe you don't have the chance to play in your national teams. I had the chance to play with players that I was only watching on TV, like Jamie Dwyer, Toby Hauke, and probably when you are young, they are your idols, and you want to play one day with them.
How old are you?
24.
So you're 24, good-looking, and Olympic gold medalist. I hate you. What does the hockey revolution mean to you as a player? Because I hate you even more. You're right in the middle of it.
Well, for me, it's an honor to be part of this, because I think it's a really interesting program that can change the way of how we see the hockey in the world. We can make a big impact in the whole world with this program. we were really close with the FIH in teams meetings with, during the FIH events. This kind of meetings helps the teams and also the players to understand the goals of the FIH. So this is really important for all of us as players because we can see how the hockey is growing, not only in our country, if not in the whole country, in the whole world, sorry. But also, we have discussions with the teams where the FIH listen to the players through the athlete committee. So this means working together as a big company, we can keep growing with the hockey. But also we have the stuff we were talking about this morning, about the social media. The FIH is doing a really good work involving players because I think we can attract the attention of the young people around the world. And this is what we need at the moment. Just have more fans, more followers, and new hockey players around the world. And this is what we are looking for.
So you, you're an ambassador, right, for the FIH?
Yeah.
So you, every time you go training, you tweet or you send something Instagram, you know, with the
Yeah,
boy.
we can do it now, maybe.
Yeah, you should do one now, yeah. So, and how many followers do you have?
35 on Twitter. But
35,000?
Yeah,
35,000. I was going to say 35.
Yeah. It's nothing, yeah?
Yeah, it's like 35 was a bit disappointing, but 35, that's good.
Yeah, but it's not only on Twitter. We have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and also YouTube. And in the last 2 years, since we launched the Hockey Revolution on the FIH, our social media has grown 90%, more than 90%. In one case, on Instagram has grown 120%. So this is a big number for all of us.
And you, is it just for you in South America, or are you global? Do you get contacts, you get young kids getting in touch from all over the world?
Yeah, it's in all over the world. I had a chance to play in Europe now, so I have quite good followers in Germany, where I'm playing at the moment. But also it's just to make connections with other people through the social media. We can have these connections with Twitter, Snapchat, and Facebook, and they can look where we are training, where we are at the moment, what we are doing with our teammates of the national teams, but also they can be able to ask questions about our training, so how we reach the top performance for our countries.
So you're a good-looking, young Olympic champion, and you're traveling the world. I hate you even more. Ilana, I mean, how is important social media for you to get the word out about the Hockey India League?
Absolutely. It's probably our biggest activity apart from broadcast. So we know that we're constantly throughout the year, even on our Hockey India League account, when we're not in the middle of the league, we use social media all the time. It's huge for us, yeah.
And you guys at the end, Jenny, you know, you have an Olympic champion here spreading the word of the game of hockey. How important is it for you to see ambassadors like this?
It's very important to us that Argentina is the Olympic championship because it's part of PAF and one of the most important countries in hockey. The best of this is that we have a very good relation with Argentina between the two federations, and we are going to start working together. Because of this, we have been working together before, and now we're going to get it stronger. So it's going to be great.
And it is important that at the top is great, because as it works its ways down, the sense of empowerment, engagement. I mean, you just worked with England hockey, and Great Britain are the women's Olympic champions, by the way. So that's great. You know, you're working with the best.
Yeah, that's great. And dreams do come true, really, you know. So it's good to dream, to get to the top. So for us, I mean, the success of Argentina and Great Britain is good for us, because then we know that, look, if you work hard, you can get to the top as well. So very good news for us.
So I come to you, Jenny. How are you?
I'm very well, thank
Good. I think it was a bit of a shock to everybody after the 2012 games to hear that hockey wasn't in a great state and it had to change or be changed. How do you think we're getting on?
It's really pleasing to be here and just to have a look at the demonstration we've already had this morning in terms of you've got a very clear vision, a very clear plan, and it's linked with the Olympic movement's vision. And under our President Bach, when he arrived at the IOC, he was very, very frank about the issues that the whole Olympic movement are facing, and that we all need to, as an Olympic movement and as a family, embrace change together. And through Olympic Agenda 2020, he really put down some goals, which the FIH have taken on board. They've put them into their planning, but also now we can see in every area how they're being delivered. So we're very pleased. Sometimes it's hard to have the conversations, but we have them because it's important to see sport changing, meeting the needs of the world, and we're in a changing environment. And I'd say the IOC is also having to change. The IOC is working with international federations, with the expertise that we have in this room here, through Kelly and President Negro, in working together on how we all need to embrace change over the coming years as well.
Have you been impressed by the speed of change? I mean, I can't believe it's happened, this revolution's happened so quickly.
Yeah, 2 years. Look at what you've achieved. Amazing, but don't stop there. The world is the speed for everybody is we just have to hang on and keep going. So my message would be, great work so far. Keep going. Keep working with the IOC. We've got great collaboration with the FIH, very close relationship, and let's work together to keep addressing the needs and getting sport to a younger audience. Looking at social media, it's one of the focuses for the IOC. We had in Rio a 75% increase in broadcast hours in Rio. We had 5 billion people watching the IOC social media feed. So we've talked about the importance of engagement through television for the older generations, but also the younger generations through social media. And that's the way that we are still having to connect, and we are connecting with the younger audience. And we've got to keep that focus.
Good job. Keep it going. Did you hear the rest of it? You heard that, didn't you?
I certainly did.
Yeah? You make sure the FIH get that message, you'll do it okay?
Definitely. I think we're very pleased with what we achieved, and we've embracing the Agenda 2020 deeply. And just like on the last course we did in London, we moved forward with our Women in Coaching initiative. We had a third of our participants, whether they were depending on which continent, were women. And we are embracing this challenge of filling that gap because as that sign said, we are a 50-50 sport.
50-50 sport. And I'll give the last word, as got to an Olympic champion. You feel as if the sport's going in the right direction?
Yeah, I think I think we are going in a good direction, and anything we can do to make a more professional sport, bigger and stronger, we drive the hockey revolution.
Thank you very much.